really good question as well. So right now it's our central validator, like recurring validator. So it's in-house. It's not very good in a narrative decentralization because it's definitely centralized. And so we're not keeping any data, like we're keeping track on how many just to know what's going on. Potentially, closer to the end of the year, I think we will release the network for external validators, making it absolutely decentralized. A lot of things, a lot of work to put into it because there should be like a lot of security mechanisms and like honeypots, because people might have an idea to lie, let's say, because they will validate the data which is broken. So a lot of work on security side there, and yeah, we believe it's gonna be a well-working construct with dozens, if not hundreds, information validators. They're gonna be basically charging for validations, and they are probably their value. So we are thinking about attaching a certain value to, because let's say your number of followers in Twitter is much less sensitive information than your bank account. And it should be, visible for the system to account.
And also to make projects be a little bit more adult in general. So when they are thinking about building up the project, when, for example, somebody builds a wallet, they need to think about the usage of the RPC, that this thing is not for free, though they can get some of the RPC for free, but then they need to think about how this is going to work, how they are going to generate money in order to pay for it in the future. So they need to have some kind of business model around the wallet. They need to think about this. And that's absolutely okay that this business model is not yet proven or is not fully working for them to be able to cover all of the costs. That's not a problem.
So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'd like to also chime in a bit. The most important part is, as Eric said, is to keep the balance between buying everything, like so basically giving out grants to every single idea, and involve as many teams as possible, and at the same time maintaining the budgeting. So far it results in several discussions about especially competing offers. For example, RPC infrastructure on Near is becoming more rich with different providers trying to offer their solutions. But at the same time, it seems like the ecosystem or economy around the RPC ecosystem is not there yet. And I will give a spoiler here, I guess, since we didn't openly communicate it in written form yet. But something that we want to build is this economy of infrastructure in your ecosystem, where we do not directly sponsor the leaves on the infrastructure itself, but actually we want to see the usage of that infrastructure, and we will encourage the projects to actually pay for the infrastructure, and we will cover that cost for the projects so they can manage the budget themselves, rather than us making those sometimes not dedicated decisions, because we don't know the load that each application is giving to each of these providers.
Because the thought process around it too about building sustainability into projects, that they have to be a little bit more conscious around that.
Exactly.
And to add here,
like you don't want them to be entirely dependent on this committee's grants.
Really, right now, I think this kind of varies, but the current price for indexing an entire subgraph, depending on how big it is and how complex it is about 3,000 GRT. So you basically pay the 3,000 GRT into the contract, and that kind of incentivizes all of the indexers to pick it up. So as of right now, if you probably did that, you'd probably get at least 6 to 12 indexers that would be interested in picking it up. and they would store it for you. And then you get 100,000 free queries per month. So that's kind of a lot. You kind of calculate that based on the traffic and what you expect on your application. But you get 100,000 free queries. And then after that, all the queries are priced in GRT according to the network. But it's very, very cheap. It's probably at least 5 to 10 times cheaper than if you were to store and sort data on, let's say, something like AWS or Google Cloud. And you can also get estimations, so you can kind of start with that 100,000 free queries, and you can kind of see how much traffic you're getting and kind of guesstimate on what's going to be the overall cost.
Okay. How does it? You mentioned some of the Web 2 type of stuff. How does it compare to that? Just I know some of the part with price fluctuation stuff, but how would you? Is it on par to having to set up something that's on AWS storing whatever else? Cheaper.
I mean, well, the nice thing is that you don't have to. It's much cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. It's about 5 times cheaper than if you were to do Google Cloud. Plus, you'd have to manage it. You know what I mean? The really benefit of the graph is that you just deploy it, pay that GRT, and it gets picked up on the network, and then you're just utilizing the token. There's a lot of power there, and it's really easy to do. And, I think you're basically, you're able to save some money, and you're able to do it with ease and not have to worry about managing the infrastructure.
Near ecosystem is all open and welcoming, so you can go on GitHub and find all good first issues. There are plenty of them, and start tinkering. Also, you can go to DevHub and find the fellowship program and all the details about it. And if you have near experience and you are willing to onboard other developers, please join the fellowship program to contribute to guide them. If you are new to Near, but you still have a pretty good technical background, find the leaders that applied on Near DevHub, talk to them, reach out to them, ask for guidance.
Hey, we're back. We're here. We are live. Let me turn the music down. Let's pause that. There we go. Looks like we're having a little bit of technical issues here. Let's move to this camera. There we go. That looks a million times better. Welcome to another edition of DevHub Live. Now we are poised to have a really great, exciting episode here. A couple things. So our original guest, Alex Shevchenko, is tied up at the moment, so he may be able to join us in a little while. If not, no worries. He will be on a future episode. No big deal, but he has some really cool stuff to show us. So we'll make sure to include and get that out there. With that said, we still have some great topics to go over. I unfortunately do not have my co-host today, Owen. Owen is still overly distraught from England losing the Euros to Spain. He just couldn't make it, couldn't show his face, and so he's out. Nah, just kidding. He's not feeling well, so we're gonna move on and have a good time here and go over some good stuff. So let's start with some news and notes right off the top. So down below, scrolling across, make sure you're signing up for our newsletter. If you check out our bounty booster, items like that, I think are really important to just stay engaged with the community. Make sure that you're up to date with what's happening in the Near ecosystem, especially around developers. So make sure you sign up for those things. Our newsletter has been really great lately. A lot of good stuff that's been happening, and it's hard to keep up with all of this stuff. So it's all there for you. Additionally, again, we still have our bounty booster going, and let me actually bring up the bounty booster here so we can talk a little bit about this, because it's been a little bit since we've actually got into actually what this is all about. But here, let me share my screen here just a second. So again, there's a lot of hackathons going on. I know people join different things, especially like there's some Web 2 bounties that happen, for different hackathons and things like that. Let me share my screen here. So the Near Bounty Booster, this program here, it's really straightforward. If you attend a hackathon, especially the one that is not sponsored by Near, that you can actually go and use any part of Near technology in that hackathon. You can then still earn double prizes. So let's say you use one part of maybe some smart contracts or some of the API, you're just pulling data using the indexer, whatever that might be. You win a prize at that hackathon because you used Near. There's a couple of different guidelines of how you actually then apply for it, but just read through here. We'll match that prize up to $5,000. It's a nice opportunity to really leverage that. We also in the morning here, on some days, we started a new show called Wake Up and Ship More. It happens in the morning, but replays you can at any time. You can actually go and check that out. And the reason why I want to bring this up is here. I want to actually let me pull this up here. So here's, if you haven't seen this yet, this is the logo. We're doing this in the morning. It's a live stream. It's about 20 to 30 minutes long. Nothing shouldn't take up too much of your day. It's quick to go back and listen to. And we're focusing on actually building and integrating some Near technology, just being a builder in general, some entrepreneurship. So if you're not sure how some of the stuff on Near maybe fits into your project and you want to be able to leverage it in a hackathon, definitely check out the show. We did 2 episodes this week as our introduction. We'll be doing more over time. So we'll be back early next week with some more episodes. We focused right now on app architecture. We'll move into MVPs and other things like that as well. So, and all of the wake up and ships, anytime you come to those when they're happening live, you can ask a question. They're always kind of like a free flowing AMA. So if you have some developer questions, this is a great opportunity to be there. And it doesn't have to just be near focus. It can just be about anything. So one of the first questions we had was about the benefit of having a CS degree. Today we talked a little bit about at what point do you decide whether you actually have an MVP, and what determines how much time you spend on that design versus actually building and all that other stuff. And so there's a lot of great opportunities there to get involved into some different things. Additionally, so I would say if you have not, even if you've already subscribed to our newsletter, let me show our newest setup. And the reason why we've actually changed our sign up just a little bit, let me if I can show the screen, is because we are actually going to do some rewards. And what do I mean by rewards? So let me show you here. Oh, that's the wrong thing too. Here we go. So this is, we have a new form we're testing out. And on this form here, we are asking for things like a GitHub username and a near wallet address if you want to add it. And the reason why is this is all part of a larger thing that we're doing with the Wake Up Ship program, as well as DevHub Live. And we're going to reward people who are actually participating. And we have some different things that we'll be doing through the next few months, especially leading up to the big event, which is the Redacted event. That hackathon is something that I really encourage people to get involved with. And that's something where, as a developer, if you're interested in building on top of decentralized AI, if you are interested in building on blockchain, that's the way to go. You can check out the website here. You can get some basic information about it. This site will continue to update over time with things that are going on, but it's from November 9th through 11th in Bangkok. It piggybacks off of DevCon, so we want to make sure that here, and this is the site, make sure that people are aware of this and a great opportunity to build as well. All right, so let's get into a couple things. So one of the things that came up more recently is that there was an outage in the Near ecosystem, and that outage affected a lot of different people, especially those who were hacking at ECC, and and again, just in general, some apps that were down because of that. And so it's important to start to, I think, break down like how these things happen and how they can be affected, and then you as a developer, how you can start to actually prevent some of this stuff. So let me first share this here. Okay, so Eric, who's the CTO and managing director at Pagoda, released a blog that I think really does a great job of, here, let me make that a little bit bigger for everybody here. Hopefully you can see that a little better. Did a really nice job of breaking down like what actually happened here and like why things were broken and what actually broke and what didn't. So the first thing that came up actually was that this was a DNS related issue. And so what does that mean? So a lot of things, again, we're still on the internet, even though we're doing things maybe in a centralized manner, things are on chain, everything's still being accessed over the internet. And a lot of things are tied to the near.org domain, whether it's a subdomain or other things. And something like this is, let me go back here, is something like this is where things can easily go wrong, but gives a perception that like maybe like something is more largely broken with the protocol. So here's the basics of it. The protocol itself did not go down. There was no issues with the actual near protocol. So if you were using any kind of outside, RPC, things like that, you had no problem doing that. So if you use like a Lava or a Fastnear, things that were not reliant on the near.org domain, you had no problems. Things that were still tied to that, including some wallets that use the near.org RPCs, ran into some issues. So that was something where people were not able to actually do certain things, like, again, hack, get started. You couldn't see maybe some basics of the documentation, things like that. And so it made it very difficult. This was all related to an issue with Squarespace and how Squarespace has recently taken over the domains from Google and managed that. They had a security issue there, and from that led to someone being able to essentially hijack the DNS and cause problems. So very frustrating, definitely problematic. But again, it had nothing to do with the chain itself. The protocol still moved fine. There was no breakdown of that. But Eric, again, lays out what the actual incident was and how they caused the outage and who it actually affected the most, and how they mitigated it and how they're going to mitigate it going forward. But a couple things as a developer that I think are super important to really consider. One, when you are building any type of dApp, I would always suggest, like, first thing first is, can you actually have something that allows for fallback? So if you are using the near.org RPC, because you are, you're using because of cost reasons, and so using the public one, do you have an opportunity for a fallback? What happens when it errors? Things like that. There are some great services out there that are either very low cost or free still, and so I would look at leveraging some of those. If you are, again, really reliant on particular data, that's where running your own indexer and having some of these things in place are super, super important. And so that's okay if you can't afford all of that, but it's something that you really just got to think about, of like, hey, can I put some redundancies in place? I would also say that I do think, when you are trying to put together something and you're relying on the main protocol, there is an expectation of uptime and everything else, even though it's not really part of a true SLA. When something's free, you don't really have an SLA with somebody, in which is a service level agreement, meaning that like they're required to meet certain standards. But yes, like the perception is like, okay, this should just work. In these scenarios, it's hard because it was out of their control to some degree. And again, if you read through that blog post, you'll see that like it was kind of out of Near's control to go through all of that. So that's something to just really be aware of, that it's control the controllables when you're building software as best you can. So something to just consider there. Additionally, I want to bring up that I think there's been a lot of great stuff happening, still building in the ecosystem. And one of those things here is, and let me bring up my screen here again. As we're talking about this, we'll do a smooth transition here. Let's stop screen. Let's present another part of the screen. And we got Fastnear. So Fastnear is actually an opportunity here that you could do something a little bit different. And where, again, they provide some different services. They have different levels, both, obviously free and paid and things like that. But I want to take a minute here, and I want to, just as we had last week with Race of Sloths as our first ad read, we have a second non-paid ad read. Let's cue up some music here. If you are building and you are worried about some of these different things. All right. So are you tired of slow, clunky transactions bogging down your business? Wish you could harness the power of blockchain without the hassle? Well, look no further for Fastnear. Fastnear is here to save the day with cutting-edge services designed to make your blockchain experience smooth and lightning fast. Whether you're a developer looking to integrate powerful APIs, a business seeking secure, efficient transactions, or a tech enthusiast eager to explore new frontiers, Fastnear has got you covered. Imagine seamless transactions, rapid deployment, top-notch security, all in one package. That's right. Fastnear is your ticket to the blockchain revolution and building here on Near. Don't delay. Visit fastnear.com/services today and learn how you can use Fastnear in your app and get faster one block at a time. Not bad. Kind of work on that ad read a little bit. But really, in all seriousness, Fastnear is something that is a great service built by people who have been in the ecosystem a very long time. And this is, again, where we talk about having redundancies in place as a developer is really powerful and important. Let's go to, I want to switch my screen here. And we also have, so we talked a little bit about racist sloths here. And so I want to bring up what they have going on. If you didn't check it out last week, I definitely think you should take some time to check it out, because in just a short period of time, where's my, here we go. All right. They have a leaderboard up, and let me see if I can zoom in here a little bit. Make it a little bit bigger here. There you go. And so right off the bat, you can see who's here. And let me take a second here. If you are new to this and you didn't actually catch this last week. So if you haven't seen the announcement, Race of Sloths, funded through DevHub, part of our larger initiative to continue to engage developers and get them excited about building on open source. It's open source gamified, and the website has some really fun graphics, but really breaks down exactly how this works. When you actually open a pull request, you just tag the Race of Sloths bot. The bot will then respond. You get scores, you earn sloth points, recognition, and it all goes towards the leaderboard. And you can start to see who has what your sloth points are, how many pull requests they've gotten based off of that, streaks, things like that. So some pretty cool stuff here of being able to kind of track this. All you have to do is connect your GitHub, and you can be off and running. I really encourage people to give this a look. It's something that I think over time it's going to be really exciting. They've also even, and let's see if I can bring up, if I have the other announcement here. Hold on. Too many tabs open here. Let's if I can find the Race of Sloths. They have an event going on for UA Rust event. So let me pull this up here and switch my screen. Okay, here we go. So it's the very first actual specific contest. You could actually win tickets to the Rust conference event. This is the Ukrainian one. And they break it down all here. So it's a weighted random pick of 3 people through the monthly leaderboard. All points earned within the next week. And again, you can track this along by your leaderboard, and you don't have to do anything extra. You simply have to just retweet this announcement from their Twitter account, which is race_sloths, race_of_sloths, and then participate just like you would any other pull request. Don't have to do anything extra for that, and you could win tickets to that. So it's a nice opportunity there. All right. So going forward here, I do want to take a little bit of time here while we still have it, and I want to make sure that we are maximizing what's going on. If you have not seen yet, we're going to take a couple different detours here. So let's start with this. I'm going to start with showing some changes that we have going on here. And I think as a developer, this is stuff that is it's going to be nice to have here. So, okay. There have been some changes here to the dev.near site. And if you haven't seen these yet, these are fairly recent, but I think it's still good to see. You can still jump to some different areas within this. And if you go to documentation, it's all right here. And this has had a nice overhaul to break down a little bit of, you know, what is actually available to start building on. Now, the part here that I think is really great is as we made some of these changes here, is that now you can start to see, like, you know, what actually is chain abstraction. You can dive right into it. What are the Web3 apps? You know, we can dive right into it. You know, jumping into, like, you know, primitives, you can see right that there's no more digging all of that. You still have your great search here, but you can jump in. So this is for as a builder. If you're at a hackathon, I think this is a lot more simplified. If you still have feedback, you know, I would encourage you to use the feedback button and jump on. I'm just writing a quick message real quick. I think we're going to still get Alex in here. Let's see if he can. Yeah, so it's, I think a lot of the changes that we're trying to do are really user focused. And so please grab the feedback, you know, request a feature, report an issue, whatever you maybe have going on here, and that maybe you think helps you as a developer. I think is super positive for the entire ecosystem, and we really want to encourage you to, again, participate. This is also something that if you do contribute and you do want to make a pull request for, you can actually earn points on Race of Sloth. So this is all tied in together. It's a nice opportunity here. So your feedback doesn't go unwarranted. But the man of the hour here. So we're going to bring up Alex, is able to join us still. Thanks for coming, Alex. I really appreciate it. I know you're busy.
Yeah, Pedro, sorry for being a little bit late.
Oh, no problem at all. No problem. That's the beauty of the live show, right? No worries. So we wanted you to come on today because you did a demo of a new Web3 wallet that we got to kind of see quasi-privately in another group. And I think it'd be really cool to show the community what this is all about, all the hard work that's gone into it, and give them a kind of a little demo. So are we good for that?
Maybe I need to set things up for the demo, just to make sure that everything is working there. But in the meantime, I can, you know, talk a little bit about the solution that that we are developing already for multiple months. So as probably many of you know, that in the Near ecosystem, the runtime for the smart contracts is very specific. This runtime is dictated by the scalability of Near protocol, which results into the sharding concept, and the concept that smart contracts may not be executed in a shards or sub networks inside of the Near protocol. And because of this, the cross-contract calls are asynchronous. There is a very specific way how the storage is treated, and so on and so forth. Because of this, Near's RPC, or the interface for connecting to the Near blockchain, is not compatible with the developments in the previous blockchains, namely the Web3 compatible RPC, which is something that is used by ordinary EVM compatible blockchains. And this leads to multiple outcomes, one of which is that Ethereum native wallets are not able to work directly with Near. So when a new user joins Near ecosystem, he needs to create his own wallet, whether this is my Near wallet or Meteor wallet or Hot wallet or Meanbase wallet or any other wallets, also Near mobile wallet, right? So there are many different wallets, but all of these are something that is not familiar to the users who have been already onboarded into the EVM compatible blockchains, where they know these such names as MetaMask or Brave Wallet or Coinbase Wallet or OKX Wallet or Rabi Wallet, and many others. So so the thing that is important here, and the thing that we are trying to do right now, is to make sure that people with these wallets are able to onboard into the Near protocol without any hassle. And because of the incompatibility, this is actually a quite complicated project, and it has changes on all of the possible layers of the Near protocol. There are changes that needs to happen in the Near protocol itself. So there should be an upgraded protocol upgrade. There are some additional smart contracts that needs to be deployed on Near to support this. Then on the RPC layer, there needs to be a kind of Near into Web3 RPC wrapper that needs to be developed. And then on top of it, since Near has this very powerful concept of wallet selector, you can think of this something like a wallet connect, like a protocol for connecting wallets into the Near applications. So inside of the wallet selector, we need to create add-ons that are going to allow for the Ethereum or Web3 compatible wallets to connect to the Near frontends. So that this selector is doing the magic of transforming the transactions that Near frontends are creating into the transactions that MetaMask and other wallets are able to execute. Yeah, so that's kind of the thing that we are trying to build. Again, this is a very complicated project and has these changes on all of the different levels. But hopefully, I would be able to show you the demo. Currently, the technology is developed, and we are doing a very thorough testing. Trying to make sure, and we are waiting for the protocol upgrade. So we're doing the very final checks with the protocol team and trying to understand that everything is great there. But yeah, it just takes time, especially because of the pretty recent Near 2.0 release that was happening, that is connected with the biggest change up to date in the Near protocol, that is called stateless validation. This is a next step, next milestone in the scalability of the Near protocol, and we needed to wait until this thing is developed and done. So we are able to kind of move forward with the smaller update that Web3 wallet compatibility includes.
I think it's important. I think people understand too, like, this is not something that you guys were reactionary to. There's actually a proposal back in November that you made. So, I mean, this has been in the works and really well thought out. That is like, we need this, but in order to get there, it's been these steps, and it sounds like the protocol is almost ready for it.
Yeah, I think we have been discussing the possibility of doing this change for actually a couple of years. But yeah, finally everything, all of the stars were coming together in autumn last year, when another wave of thinking of doing this was started. We have been thinking a lot, and obviously, people in the Near ecosystem who are close to the Ethereum technologies are in Aurora. So we were thinking through all of this stuff and doing our kind of proposal on how this should be structured. And now implementing it. So actually, I think that I'm ready
Okay.
to try to show this demo to everybody, and hopefully everything's going to work. But that's the live demo.
That's always the excitement.
Yeah, absolutely. So what you're seeing right now is a staging deployment of a new website. This is an onboarding portal for people who are working with, who are very used to Web3 wallets. This website is fully open source, and so anyone is able to use different things out of it. And who knows, maybe it is going to be eventually included into the near.org, or maybe somewhere on DevHub or something, right? So, but again, this is just the onboarding portal, because not everything will be possible for users to access directly in MetaMask and other Web3 compatible wallets. So what users are usually going to see in their MetaMask is something that they are very familiar with naturally. So they are going to see a new network, which is a near protocol network. They are going to see their address, which is an ordinary Ethereum address that they are usually seeing in other blockchains. They are going to see near as a balance of their wallet. And actually, this account is going to be the near account. So if we're going to go to near blocks, unfortunately, we would not be able to see this particular account right away. But there will be. But in order to find this account, we need to have this protocol upgrade to happen. At the moment, we are kind of emulating it. However, people will be able to log in with the near wallet, and this is the ordinary wallet selector call, or wallet selector library that is called here. And people will be able to click on the Ethereum wallet. Alternatively, people will be able to directly click login with Ethereum. So this is an extension of the wallet selector that now powers two buttons. But like if you click login with near and then you click Ethereum wallet, this is the thing that you're going to see if you click login with Ethereum wallet. Two buttons are not necessarily to. It's not necessary to have these two buttons here, but still you would be able to have this.
So I'm just normalize it with like one single login button.
Yeah, it can be just one single login button, so no problem. Cool. So I'm logging in, as you can see, ordinary with MetaMask, right? So the same permissions, the website will be able to see the address, account balance, activity, all of the stuff. So I'm connecting. Now in the login, you're able to see that that this is my account. Well, at the moment it is 0x something dot near. But in the end, in the final version, you're going to see, after the protocol upgrade, that it's going to be 0x address, and that's it. And now let's see how you are able to. So this is all the onboarding front end, right? So people are able to learn more about near. They're able to get new near wallet or use the Ethereum wallet. They are able to earn near by completing quests. They are able to use on-ramps, exchanges, or bridge some things. And then people are able to do staking. So staking is one of the crucial features in the Near protocol. And it is actually a delegated staking. So you don't need to run your own validator. You can delegate your Near into the other validator. And obviously, staking is not available directly in MetaMask. There is no button to stake here. So you need to have a front end that will give you an opportunity to stake. And this onboarding front end is actually implementing the staking of the inside of the Near protocol. So this is how the staking looks like. As you can see, I have already staked a little bit of Near, 0.1 Near, which earned a little bit more Near, as you can see already. But I'm able to stake more tokens. So let's try to do this. I'm saying that I would like to stake more tokens. into this validator, and this is just an ordinary Web3 frontend. Right? There is nothing specific that is happening. But here is the interesting thing: when the frontend creates the transaction, then this is what is displayed to the user by the wallet selector. You're able to see which account. By the way, here we see this Telavrion here. This is what we need to add before the upgrade. So this is my account that is trying to call deposit and stake function on the smart contract zavadil.poolv1.near with a deposit or the amount of near that is attached to this transaction 0.1 near. There are some details you're able to see. These are just the generic details, the JSON details of the near call. So this is a function call with the parameters. The method name is deposit and stake. There are no arguments there. There is some gas that is attached to this transaction, and there's this deposit, which is the amount of near that is attached to this transaction. So I can click confirm the transaction. So this is like a detailed view of the near transaction. We unfortunately cannot show this detailed view directly in the Web3 wallet. However, this is something that is rendered by the front-end, and people who are curious about what actually they are executing, they are able to see this. Moreover, directly into this into this part of the wallet selector, we would be able to add in the future some additional kind of analysis of the actions. So, for example, if the front end tries to add a full access key to the user's account, which is a little bit strange thing to do, it can be highlighted in red that, this is a strange action, and please make sure that you fully understand what is happening right now. So this screen can be used as an additional protection. Yeah, and then when you click confirm transaction, you're redirected to an ordinary MetaMask transaction sign-in window. And as you can see here, there is some kind of function call somewhere. Your attention point 1 near. And there is an estimation of how much does it cost. There is an estimation of the gas fee. This is the maximum fee, 0.03 near. So this maximum amount that I'm going to spend in this transaction is 0.13 near. This is something that you expect to see in the MetaMask in the EVM compatible networks. So I am confirming this transaction, and as you know, Near is a pretty quick blockchain. End-to-end latency of the transaction execution is approximately 6 seconds, while the actual transaction execution and finality of the transaction takes no more than 2 seconds. So you can see here that there is already, I've staked this, and I'm able also to view the transaction in the Explorer. And here it is, right? So I hardly can see things. Yeah, I can make this a little bit bigger for all of us. So as you can see, there is a transaction actions, this deposit and stake, and here is the thing that is actually the interesting thing that happens in the user smart contract. So my account on Near is not just an account. It is a smart account. It is a smart contract, and there is this method of the smart contract that is executed, RLP execute callback. And this method, what does it mean? It means that the transaction that is created by the MetaMask, which is the RLP encoded transaction, this is a specific encoding that is used in the Ethereum, and we cannot change this. So this RLP encoded transaction is passed as a call to the method that is called RLP execute callback. And then this Near smart contract is unwrapping this transaction, checking that the owner, checking that there is a proper signature, checking what is actually inside of this transaction, what the user wants to call, and then it does this call. And in this case, this is a deposit and stake call after this, right? So yeah, I mean, transaction fee is lower than it was estimated, like 0.03. The reason for this is that in Near protocol, like we usually put in the gas limit of 300 teragas, which results in 0.03 Near potential consumption, but the usual consumption is much lower than that.
Right.
So yeah, again, super straightforward thing. And as you can see, there is this function call. I also can click on this, and I see what was happening here directly. This is some kind of function call. This is a complicated thing, yeah. But what I'm able to see here is that I'm able also here to click on the button view on the block explorer, and then magically it goes to the same place. So the user experience here is absolutely the same as in other EVM compatible networks. Yeah, very familiar. You want to see the details of the transaction? Yeah, it goes there. Yes, the Explorer is not Etherscan, but it looks and feels like Etherscan because newer blocks looks and feels like Etherscan. So you can get some additional information here.
Really interesting. How does something like this, the people who maybe are aware of like the Snap integration, like that, how is this different? Obviously, this is much more now native feeling.
Exactly.
Like, where's the separation technologically?
Yeah. So Snaps is a literally mini front ends that you can embed in MetaMask. Snaps, they do not have an ability to work with Ledger. They not have the ability to show you this interface of MetaMask. They are not able to reuse the same keys that you have on other networks and stuff like that. Snaps is an extremely limited and protected, kind of extremely limited feature of MetaMask, and it puts this in a very protective kind of playground. So snaps are always, once you install a snap, it doesn't look like MetaMask at all. So if you tried Near's Snaps wallet that was developed by Here Wallet, it is okay-ish, but for MetaMask users who are used to see something like this, they will never ever understand what is happening here.
Interesting.
Moreover, let's continue with this thing. So this is a staking. Obviously, you're able to unstake and all the stuff according to the Near protocol staking rules. But besides that, what you're able to do is actually to see your assets, right? So you're able to see your portfolio. In my case, I have Near and Aurora tokens. And actually, I can, if I go here, there is a widget of Wrap Finance to swap a little bit of Near tokens. So I have 4 Near tokens. So I can swap, let's say, 0.5 Near tokens into Aurora. And by the way, it says 4 Near tokens because there is also 3 Near that is locked because of the storage staken. So it is not showing it correctly. In MetaMask, you're going to, and this is going to be, again, changed after the protocol upgrade. In MetaMask, you see the available Near that you have, 1.47. So I'm swapping half a Near here, and I'm trying to get this amount of Aurora. If I'm clicking swap, again, there is this thing, which shows that I need to have 2 transactions actually happening. Transaction 1, transaction 2. First one is depositing of Near into the wrap Near. This is what you need to do. This is how the wrap finances work. You need to first wrap your Near token. So I'm confirming this transaction. Again, you can see the details. So this is what is happening. Again, half a Near is used, and then 0.03 Near is used for the gas. This transaction is executed. And again, this is a very handy window that you are able to see here, that this is a multi-transaction action that is here. So the first transaction is done. And now there is another call, which is kind of FT transfer call. This is a specific call to the ref Near smart contract. In this call, it actually starts to call, it calls the ref finance in the end to do the swapping. And then I'm again confirming transaction. There is only gas payment. There is no Near that is connected with it. I'm calling this, and again, this transaction gets executed, and I'm getting additional Aurora tokens instead of my half of the Near tokens that I was put in there. Okay. So I should have more Aurora tokens, and I can see them in here. I can see that I have less Near tokens, right? and Aurora tokens. So here you're able to see that I have half a year or less tokens. But what about these Aurora tokens? It will be really nice to see these Aurora tokens as ERC20s in the MetaMask. So you're able to add tokens to the wallet. No problem. I can add this token, but in general, this token was already added. So that's why you see this warning that you can add in an additional token. But then in MetaMask directly, you're able to see your tokens. You can see Near on Near protocol. You can see Aurora on Near network directly. And any other Near fungible tokens can be directly imported here and shown directly in this front end. So I'm going to copy this, and what also you are able to do directly from the MetaMask frontend is that you're able to send these tokens. So I can send to Near testing account. This I'm to have the test account. I can send to Near testing account too. MetaMask just gives an opportunity for me to do this. I can send Near tokens, or I can send Aurora tokens. I can send one Aurora token there. Specify gas price, gas limit, blah, blah, blah. Something is done here. It's all already pre-calculated by the RPC. So this is done. I'm clicking next. This is the transaction. It calculates everything, that it takes one Aurora and a little bit of Near for gas. I'm doing the transaction. And again, Near is pretty fast. It is going to, it's confirmed. And take a look at this activity. Send, let me come here. It is send, it's called send Aurora, -1 Aurora. You're able to see the information. MetaMask understands, and it just renders all beautifully. There are tons of work behind this, but in the end, everything. But in the end, everything is simple and is intuitive for everybody who have been using Web3 wallets. And this works not only with MetaMask. Again, it works with any Web3 compatible wallets. There are some differences in how they are implementing some specific things. So we are trying to cover all of the main Web3 compatible wallets so that there are no glitches there. But yeah, this is what you're getting. So you can see your tokens, you can see your balances. You can import more tokens. You can track your portfolio. Probably not. I'm not sure that you're able to track your portfolio because this is like an additional feature of MetaMask. You're able to track your activities. You're able to see things, how you're sending stuff directly. You're able to send tokens directly from MetaMask and stuff like that. The thing that you would not be able to do in MetaMask is that you would not be able to send one Aurora token to the Near native account because MetaMask knows only about 0x accounts. So what you can do here is send one Aurora token into my account, as2.near. So I'm confirming this one. Again, it's absolutely the similar thing that is happening here. And now it is rendered as FT transfer call of this Aurora token. There are some details how the things are done. And then I confirm this transaction. And in case I'm doing the Aurora token transfer like that, or any fungible token transfer like that, then the way how it is going to be rendered in MetaMask is a little bit different. So once it is done, we will be able to see that instead of rendering it as one Aurora sent, it renders it as a function call.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because it is not able to understand that we're sending -1 Aurora. There is -1 Aurora that goes somewhere. There is nothing that it cannot put anything here, just because of the logic of how Ethereum wallets are working. Yeah, but anyway, the coordination in between EVM style accounts is going to be rendered perfectly. All of the buttons inside of the MetaMask and other Web3 wallets are working properly for transfers of the fungible assets. All of the all of the calls to the Near frontends are working flawlessly. Near developers do not need to do anything with their frontends except for upgrading the wallet selector library. This was very important for us also, to make sure that there is no need to rewrite some code to make
Right.
it suitable for the Web3 compatible wallets and stuff like that. So yeah, it's only the update of the dependencies once everything is released, and so on. Yeah, and in this onboarding, besides that, get near swapping, there is just the exploration of different dApps, documentations, learn community, all of the stuff. Like, I mean, this is like a typical thing, but this is, again, this is an onboarding experience for everybody in the Near
Right.
ecosystem, specifically for the Ethereum wallet holders. And if you are a builder of a project on Near, if you want to be listed somewhere here, or you have some suggestions on how to build this thing, really please share with us your ideas. The more valuable information we're able to display here for newcomers to the Near ecosystem, the bigger are the chances that they are going to stick with the Near ecosystem, and they will be able to find something useful for them inside of the Near ecosystem. And for sure, we have lots of useful things, because on Near we have more than 1,000 different dApps that are working, and Near is currently the most utilized blockchain in the world, by the amount of the transactions and by the amount of daily transacting users. So yeah, it's just about exploring and finding things inside of the ecosystem.
Yeah, no, it's really exciting stuff, and I think it's a both nice mix of like, yeah, sure, maybe it feels like it would be nice to have had this a while ago, but it feels like right now is a great time with all of the upgrades, all the changes. I think the opportunity to start really bringing users into this ecosystem and show them what the abstraction feels like. Of like, you can just, again, it lowers the barrier, I think, for people who are coming in and saying, I don't want to grab a new wallet, I don't want to grab a new experience to just transact. It's all right here.
Yeah.
Last question before we go. So from just like a security standpoint, as a MetaMask user, like, what are there any other pitfalls with this? Or is it something where, because you're following all of those standards, it's no different than connecting to any other chain?
There is no difference than connecting to other chain. Your custody, the custody of your key is your wallet, is something that is provided by your wallet. Frontend doesn't know anything about your keys and stuff like that. So the only controller of your Near account is the key that is in the custody of your wallet. In the majority of the cases, it is the wallet itself who has these keys, or sometimes it is the ledger that you are using to work with these wallets. So there are no additional security challenges. We have been since the user accounts on Near are smart contracts, obviously we needed to do the in-depth security review of these smart contracts, which we did. We received already a preliminary audit. There were some minor bugs that were indicated, so we're fixing these bugs, implementing all of the changes, making them as pull requests to the protocol, and maybe actually these pull requests are already included. So in case everything is really well, then next week this version of the protocol that includes these changes is going to be released on the testnet. So let's see how things are going to go.
Yeah, definitely exciting stuff. It's and as I said when you first jumped on, I mean, this has clearly been in the works for a long time. I think people should really appreciate how much effort and work has really gone into this. And I've been always impressed by all the stuff that comes out of your side on Aurora, like from just you guys are constantly trying to push the limits, and I think I hope everyone appreciates the work that goes into it.
Yeah, I cannot say that that near ecosystem is not welcoming for us. We're happy to build here. We're happy to do our contribution, and it's always fun. It's always fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being able to jump on and show this to everybody. This was a really exciting development, and I appreciate your time. I know you're really busy.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Sorry for being late a little bit for this,
No.
but hopefully everybody who wanted to know and get this information, they are able to do. And since hopefully there is a recording.
There it is. Yeah, we'll cut it up. We're gonna share this everywhere. So we'll get it out there.
Yeah,
don't worry about
exactly.
that. Yeah, for sure.
So people will be able to see this thing too.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. That's why it was great. Anytime you can just come on, that's all we needed. Yeah. So perfect. Well, Thank you so much for jumping on. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Joe.
Right, take care, Alex.
Bye.
Awesome stuff. Really, again, if you are a crypto user, everyone knows MetaMask. It is something that is definitely pervasive across all crypto. It's something where, again, I have heard as a developer, as someone in the ecosystem, that is a hang up at times. People, they just feel more comfortable with something like MetaMask because it's familiar to them. But as I've said, any Web3 wallet that you have, that you use, you can start to streamline that experience. And for developers, again, Near's infra is something that's really going to save you a lot of effort. Having that wallet selector available, if you're already using that, you just have to update the dependencies and you're off and running, and you can include this, into your dApp and hopefully bring more users in. As we wrap up here, again, a few different things that I just want to continue to hit on. Let's go. Let me pull up some stuff here. Again, I'll put it at the bottom. Subscribe to the newsletter. Give that a shot if you haven't already. Even if you've already subscribed before, if you want to go to the new form and share your GitHub username or your wallet, we are going to be doing some different things around that, especially tied into our Wake Up and Ship More morning show. So all this stuff is going to come together. So make sure you're pulling that all together. If you're not already, please make sure you're following us here at DevHub Twitter. We'll post all our updates there, where we're at different events, different things that are going on, repost stuff like that. As we walked through earlier, and here I'll show a couple things here again real quick before we go. Let's see here. Make sure you check out the Race of Sloth leaderboard. Make sure you're becoming part of that. We talked a little bit about Fast Near, and so there's that. And then, lastly, we talked a bit about, kind of what happened with the DNS outage. So make sure you follow along. We shared a link to that as well on our Twitter account. So thank you so much for sticking through and coming on by to see Alex's awesome presentation. I really appreciate it. We will be back same time next week. Hopefully Owen is over the England loss in the Euros, and we can get back to some events. We'll do some more of different games that we had going on. We have some more guests coming on. Wake Up and Ship More will be back early next week. So definitely check out the replays of that. They're on our Twitter account and our YouTube account. So make sure that you are following along with all those, claiming anything you need to claim, completing any activities you can, because those are going to be important for some of the stuff that we're doing long term with all of that. But as always, I appreciate everyone's time checking us out, and keep following along and keep building. We will see you all next week. Well, I'll see some of you on the morning show early next week. Thanks, everyone. Take care.